Okay, so I have all these card ideas, but what I need is a track for them to race on. And it happened to be covered in all this Florida stuff, so. And that whole idea's story does have a large place taking part in Florida, so maybe that needs to be a racetrack. But the problem is, I can only base it on what I see off of Google Maps, or should I say, know personally from experience. So I could easily build a Mario Kart Tour kind of track, but no one but me would know anything about it. Let's use Luigi as a racer. Because I would picture the starting line being right between like the Tri-Rail tracks and Interstate 95. I imagine Sector 1 would be the first part of the town where it heads into the old people residence, that side of town. Maybe have a glide ramp to go between two different sectors. Jump across some of the swimming pools. And then you go back on the road. Fill that main road with like the cars from Shroom Ridge so it's not just a straightaway. And then you would go back the other way of the starting line to begin Sector 2, which would go into, the main part of the town where all the young people are partying. I mean, I'd probably have to make a couple turns, unless I just have it be the vehicles again. But then, of course, right around where the Bright Line tracks are, that's where you would find what we now call Waluigi's Pinball Arcade. I imagine you make a jump through there, then back onto the road, over that drawbridge, and then you actually make your way to the coast and onto the beach. But then, of course, after some driving around the beach, of course, we'd make some of the sand more coarse to actually build, like, a way you gotta go down. But if you have a golden mushroom, you can go across it. But then, of course, since the only place I know down there is far away, you'll just magically teleport, 6 miles south into Boca Raton and go there, head for the nature center, see the aquarium, and make a couple drives around there. Then they have this little road back. Then you'd probably shoot out of the woods, and then you would magically be 6 miles north again, back in Delray Beach. And then you would actually wind up around the Tri-Rail station. Either you'd go on that road behind it, or you would actually go on the tracks, and you'd have to swerve around these Tri-Rail trains. And then you go back to the main road, and that's where the final lap would start. And then that's where I would bring in, like, the more personal kind of things. That bird keeping place, and then you just jump through there onto this boardwalk. And, of course, this would be like Florida nature, because that's what a Florida track needs. Where you're on a boardwalk that's unguarded over a swamp, because this is supposed to be a late-game track, so it's supposed to be hard. And, of course, if you fall off there, you'll get to have that funny moment where before Lakitu picks you up, you get to watch your character get eaten by alligators, kind of like Mercenary Park in TF2. And then after that, I imagine you'd glide ramp back onto one of the main roads. Then you'd be back on that road just past where the old people residences. Then just make that road again, and then you reach the finish line. So that's my idea for a Mario Kart Tour-styled Florida track. But, I mean, that's just one track. I'll need a lot more than that. But that's just what I think. I mean, I'd make a map, but anyone can do that off of Google Maps, but then you just see all the weird inconsistencies. So what am I to do?